good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Women Issues. And you know what? I'm glad to be back in the studio. And I want to say thank you to everyone that's joined us today. And before I continue with the show today, I'm just going to quickly shout out to my younger brother who had his birthday on Sunday, Vincent Eze. I want to wish you happy birthday. And I'm also going to wish my brother-in-law, Sheson Oyebola, today's his birthday. So I'm wishing two of you happy birthday. You know I love you both anyway. But I'll send my cake across. And today I've got two beautiful, wonderful women with me, joining me in the studio today. You know, when I saw them this morning, I was angry. I was like, oh, you're wearing red. I'm not wearing red. And they said that they didn't plan it. I'm like, really? And you know what? I'm going to come to them to introduce themselves to my viewers. I think I'm going to come to you first, Mary.
Marcia.
Marcia.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marcia Elliott. I am a co-host on Let's Talk About It show with Tracey, and I'm a guest. I'm glad to be a part of this show today.
Oh, thank you.
Introduced to me by Tracey and
Oh.
Josephine.
Oh, thank you very
And
much.
thank you very much, Josephine, for having me today.
Thank you for coming.
You're
I appreciate it.
Okay.
And I'm going to come to my beautiful Tracey to introduce herself to my viewers.
Hi, good evening everyone around the world. This is Tracey Benjamin, and I do a show, as Marcia says, we co-host a show called Let's Talk About It. We are so happy, so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting us.
Oh,
And we're really looking forward to having a wonderful chat about women issues. And I hope you guys can enjoy the show as well.
oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. You know, I watched their show yesterday, and I'm going to tell everyone out there, please go on YouTube and watch the show. It's called Let's Talk About It show. And I really enjoyed it yesterday. I was laughing all through. You don't want to miss this show. Please go and support them as you are supporting women issues. And now let's go straight to business. Today I will be talking about love, education, and career. That's deep, right?
Very deep.
What is love? What is education, and what is career? How do we combine both together? Does combining both together, does it really work well for us as human beings? Or do we take it one by one? You know, I see a lot of women inbox me, send me mails about their love, education, and career. Then you know what? I cry for a lot of women because combining it together hasn't worked well for them so far. And we just said today, you know what, I'm going to treat this topic. She would take love at a time, education at a time, career at a time, or we join it together. Tracey, I'm going to come to you on this.
Mm-hmm. Which one we want to start with?
Do we combine both together?
It can be combined. It can be. But what we need to do in order to combine love, education, and career, let's break it down with love and education. In order to combine it, I would say it's about having an understanding of each other.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, if you entered into a relationship and you wanted to pursue your career and your dreams, you wanted to go to university, etc., and your husband or partner is aware from the beginning and understands that it's going to be taking time out away from the family.
Yeah.
So that's a conversation that you need to have and to make sure that you plan these things out. To say, well, look, I'm going to be spending a lot of time studying, and it's important that I complete my master's or PhD or whatever, even A-levels. And you need to understand this. So it's about good communication and understanding. Once you can understand and respect each other as well, that my partner is going to need X amount of hours to study,
Yep.
then you can combine the love and education
Yeah.
and career, because obviously once she or he has completed their career,
Yeah.
then I mean their education, then it
She goes
becomes
for
a
career.
career.
Yes.
But if there's no understanding and respect, then it's not going to work. It cannot be a combination. It cannot be, because there will be jealousy.
Of course.
There will be
Everything
somebody
else.
saying to you, well, you know what? You're always studying. You're not taking care of the children. You're not looking after the home. You're not taking care of me. You know, what about my needs and wants? And, you know, no quality time for us. We don't do anything. All you're doing is studying all the time. So it's about having understanding, love and respect, I think.
Thank you so much, Tracey, for breaking it into pieces. Yeah, I'm gonna come to you, Marcia. What do you think?
Well, I'll get onto the love story first.
Okay, that's good.
Because the love story, it is so hard to explain.
Oh yeah,
It's something that really hard. Love.
you can explain it.
Because it's, as I always have this, it's a phrase to say that love is something that cannot explain. It affects the heart and it also affects the brain. Because sometimes when, as we were discussing, when you fall in love and then when the relationship get bad, you're going crazy. It's true. You understand me? It's because you spend most of your time loving that person.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the person disappeared. And then now you think it was love. You're worried. Some people get mad.
Emotional breakdown.
And yes, emotional breakdown.
Yes,
You understand
yes,
me?
You can have that.
So this love thing that we're talking about, it is so really hard to explain. Maybe for some people. But I mean, you know, if you love each other and understand and trust each other, you understand what I'm saying? Discuss, and put yourself forward and say, well, this is what? With this love thing. I love you, you love me. We're supposed to have that feelings, that attachment. You understand me? And therefore, if you have the attachment and that feelings in that love, there's not supposed to be any problem because we both love each other.
Yeah.
We love each other so much that we don't want to be apart. You understand me?
But when you're in education,
And then I'll come back to the education part. Now let me go bit by bit. In the education part now, we still say we love each other. Then we're going to discuss and say, no, darling, you know something? I'm interested of going to further my education. What do you think about it? And if you love that person so much, either the man or the woman, the male or the female, you could say, you know, darling, yes, I agree with you. If you want to further your career, then go ahead. I am behind you. But what if you say, I am not behind you? No, I don't want you to go on no education. I don't want you to go and do this. No, it's not going to work. That is no love. Because love both join together with the education.
Yeah.
You understand me? And the education part comes down back to the career. It's the same sort of situation. So I think that both the love with the education is a deep thing and it's a trustworthy thing. You understand me? It's a bond. Yeah, for both
To work together.
to work together. Because both love, as I wrote a poem talking about love one another, I should read that one as well. I'm with it now and show you all love. But it's not an action. It's an action, it's not a devotion. And the both, you understand what I'm saying? So love is really an action to both persons.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you for finally breaking the table.
so that, hopefully that answers some of the
Exactly.
questions.
It's true. It's true.
Thank you very much. Okay. You've said they can combine both.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask another question, very tricky though.
Okay.
Which one do you think, as a human being, that we should go first? Should we go seek for love first or seek for career?
Love first. Because Jesus Christ is love. And he said we must love one another.
Okay.
Yeah, because Jesus Christ loved the whole human being, the whole world. And if he didn't love the whole world, there would be no world. And that's what he said, you must love your neighbor as yourself.
yourself.
Love one another. So love is first.
Well,
You-
ideally,
Okay. Do you agree with that?
I do, but
Okay.
I do to a degree. But I mean, ideally, yes. Obviously, love in your heart, put God first. But in an idealistic world that we're living in, then obviously a career, your career plans out, because once you've got your career, you know where you're going, you know what type of lifestyle you're heading towards, and stuff like that. And it helps you to map out the type of relationship that you want. So yes, but the love, also what Marcia is talking about, tends to be loving yourself first. To achieve those, you have to love yourself first. If you can't love yourself first, then everything else becomes secondary.
Okay. Let me put it this way again.
Yeah.
I agree that even God said you love God first, so you put love first. Even the Bible says God is love. So let's put that aside.
Yes.
I'm talking about the love in a relationship, the love between a man and a woman. So do you think, okay, let me say, as a woman, should I go after love first or go after my career?
I would go for my career.
Well, I'll go for both of them, because the both of them work together.
Okay. What if you can put both? What if you can put both together and you can work both together at that time? So which one would you have chosen? Would you have chosen your career or your love life?
Well, let me tell you, I would choose the love, and then I said to my husband, look now, I know I love you and you love me, but the thing is this, I am going to go for my career at the same time. Can you wait?
Okay, what if he can wait, that you have to choose one?
Well, if he
at
can't
that
wait,
moment, would you choose love or you choose career?
well, if he can't wait, well, I'll go for the career then, because I'd have to deal with the career to secure myself, because I don't know what you're going to do next, if you'll be there for me still or not.
To be quite honest, if I could change things, I would have gone for career first.
Okay, to my viewers out there, I'll put it to you. Which one would you go for? Your love life or your career? You know, think very well before you choose.
I would go for career first hand, because us as women, we tend to obviously go for the heart. Because if someone comes along and we fall in love and we had our plans, we wanted to do our careers and all these things, and then it goes out the window because love has conquered, you know, so your career goes on hold. But if I find somebody that came before my career and I'm in love and we're happy and we're getting on and he's in support of me all the way and I'm in support of him, and then I've raised my children and I'm now ready for me, and he's still there to support me, then that's worth waiting. That's worth putting love first and career after.
Okay. Thank you very much. The reason why I asked the question, which one would you go for, love or career? I have over 200 emails in my inbox from different women.
Wow.
And I've been reading their story for the past 3 months. Imagine me reading almost 200 mails. Some I don't even finish it because at times I feel like is their story real?
And it just keeps rolling.
And you know, going to another story, it's the same thing, and it's the same patterns. And these women are crying bitterly that Josephine, we need help. We need help. These are married women. They're not single women. They're married women. That Josephine, we need help. Yeah, when I met my husband, I had to put my career on hold because we loved each other at the time. He proposed to me. He wanted us to get married. We got married. We started having babies. I have 2 babies, 3 babies, 4 babies. And now I think it's time for me to follow my career. But you know what? My husband is not letting me do it. My husband keeps telling me that the children are still young. I said, okay, the children are still young. Get me something to do. He's like, oh, no, I don't want you to do anything. I want you to keep looking after the children. And it's not that he is helping them financially. Do you get what I'm trying to say now?
So then,
so which is why I asked again, your career or love? Because by the time you get married, you're going to need your career, believe me. Because if you're not independent before you go into this marriage, I'm not saying the bad, I'm not praying for the worst to happen. But if anything happens and you know you are a career woman before you go into this marriage, you will be fine, your children will be fine. What about if you enter this marriage and suddenly something happened to your husband? He lost his job and you are not a career woman. Who is going to support the family? So which is why I say think twice, think very well before you choose. This is not about love, this is not about your marriage. This is about you and your career. Without your career, how are you gonna put your home in order? How are you gonna help your family? Think about the worst that could happen. Think out of the box. I tell people, think out of the box. Think out of the box. You get what I mean? It's not because of your husband anymore. This is about you. You said something that God is love. We should love our first. If you love your first, then you should know what you should do. So I'm going to ask this question again to my viewers out there. Which one would you go for? Your love life or your career? Think very well before you choose. They both work for each other, don't get me wrong. But in that marriage, you will still need that career. Believe me. You will need it more than anything.
Can I say something? Yes,
Yeah, please go on.
Yes, you mentioned about what's going on in this relationship. What you're talking about is they are married couples.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I could advise these married couples about, trust me. If you are going through situations and problems that you say, oh, it's so hard and it's this and it's that, and you're going to go for your career. Yes, I know you have to go for your career and the love, but trust me, you know what you do? Get down on your knees and you get the answer there. Down on your knees.
You mean they should pray?
Yes, go down on your knees.
Okay.
In all this problem and situation about the love, the career, the this, the that, there is somebody that can solve the situation. If you go down on your knees, you don't have to be calling and crying about anything. Because the career will come. There are people who I know. No, it's true. I'm telling you.
I agree.
No, it's true. You said about the love and the career and the education and everything. You know how many students going to university and and they want to pass their exam and they say, oh God, please help me. I need this. You need a job. Oh God. Yeah. So we have to put somebody else in there to help us through these things.
I'm going to come to you, Tracey, in a minute.
It's true.
Okay.
It is true.
I'm going to come to you in a minute.
Yeah.
It's like saying, going for a job interview and you don't have the experience.
You still
And you don't get the job.
You don't get the job.
No. You get the job. I can tell you of experience from myself. Most of the jobs that I have done before,
You don't have the experience.
I go to law firm to work and I never have an experience. But I go with the God. Yeah, I teach. When I was teaching in the schools, in Jamaica basic school, in those small schools, I didn't have the experience. But I remember my experience going as a kid, what they taught me, and I go into that type of way to get in.
Okay.
And then I started to go into the college and couldn't afford all the fee at the time. But I use what they taught me from a young girl going to basic school and go back. And I know other people who go for jobs without experience. Even in the church, we hear some of the pastors and bishops talk, say, you don't have to look and say, oh, because I don't have the experience. From you, believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself that I can do it. I can do it. And once you get in there, you see.
You can do it with the right partner, with the right person.
It has to be a good combination.
Well, it has to be a good coach, just like in the medication. The right time, the right person, the right
The right combination. I've forgotten now. Marcia talked so much, I forget.
What is the truth?
You talked so much, I
Look
forget
here
what
what
you
we
were
are
talking
doing. If
about.
we leave out that man in it, if we leave out that man in it, it doesn't matter what it is.
Okay, another question I'm going to ask you and my viewers is, are you in support of a man who is educated to get married to a woman who is not educated?
I think, of course, you can marry someone who is less educated than yourself.
I can't wait for your answers.
Of course you can. And it does work. It can work sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah? Because the person who is less educated than yourself might not be an academic person. They could be more creative.
Yeah.
And, it works together like yin and yang. So it works together because You have to have a balance in that relationship. Maybe that person is more the driving force person behind the one with the brains. You know, the one that can see the visions, plan things out. But sometimes it doesn't work. So it has its do's and don'ts.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I'm waiting for your
I personally know that an uneducated man or woman can marry or be in a relationship with somebody who is not educated, because I've seen that worked. Because you have some of these rich men out there have the whole world at their feet, and they goes out and they find a simple little woman who don't even have nothing to it. But you know what? It comes back to the love because of what is in here for that person. So whether she did have the education or not, I love that
Do you think
woman.
it comes to the love, or they're just trying to look for someone they can?
Wait, no, listen. I don't finish it yet. Finish it yet.
Sorry, Marcia.
Yeah, just let me finish. I'm saying so. So they sometimes they pick up a woman who is not educated, and sometimes again the woman who they pick up who is not educated. Maybe the man is older than them, and they say, "Oh, feel like I had a sugar daddy out there," and because they get that opportunity, they can kind of abuse it as well. You understand me? But in some cases, it's vice versa. It's work sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't work. And as it come back to, again, I said, to what is in here for that person, the feeling, the bond that you have the person. So it wouldn't be about the education. I went to, I was at church one Sunday evening when this young pastor come and she preached. And she said when she was leaving school, she only leave with one GCSE. And that was...
out of 9 subjects.
Yeah, one GCSE, and that was PE. And she said, yes. And she said when she left there, because she was in gang and things like that, and when she left there, she went to college. And she said when she was leaving college, she lived with pure A's. Yeah, in business and all those things. Yeah, and she said, during that time, she have relationship with men before she even started to, you understand me?
Yeah.
And it's like, that time she was out into the world. And it's like, it did work, but after a while, you know, when she get to her, when the veil has removed from her eyes, and she realized that, no, this education thing, blah, 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 that's how, you understand me, and the man's story come back. You understand me? So, whether you're educated or you're not educated, yeah, I still bring it down to if there is a bond between that person. You understand me? So there is nothing.
It's gonna work.
It could work, of course, sometimes.
Well,
while sometimes women go in there to try to get what the man have, and sometimes the man try to get into the relationship to what the woman have because he's educated and he's this and he's that. You know, so it's a 50-50 things. It can work, and sometimes exactly.
1 minute before we come off the subject quickly, but it depends on the relationship that the person is looking for. Some educated type businessmen, they don't mind having a lady who's less educated than them because it's all about being in control. And it's having the trophy wife. They don't mind having a little dolly girl that they can dress up and she looks nice, but that's my trophy wife. You know, some men don't mind that. Some men do, and some men don't.
Take for instance, Marcia. It's obvious you're older than us, right?
Oh yes, definitely.
I know. But we're talking about this generation.
Well,
Hold on, Marcia. In the olden days, we know things like this does happen. But in this new generation we have, everyone is so selfish in love.
Oh yeah.
Believe me.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't work like that
no
anymore.
love, no, that's
Okay,
with these
hold on, for
generations.
instance, imagine. So I wouldn't want to marry someone. I wouldn't want to marry someone that's not educated.
Well,
That's me.
well, that's true.
Because I've got dreams. I've got visions. I want the man where we can sit down, talk about my dreams together, help me to write a proper plan, business plan. Okay, this is my dream, this is my vision, this is what I want to do in the next 5 years.
But you can do that yourself.
Hold on, I know, I can do that myself, but you still need the other person
Support.
that you call your husband or your wife to see that same dream with you. If you have a partner that doesn't see the same dream that you see, it's going to be difficult. If you cannot believe in my vision, if you cannot believe in my dream, how are we supposed to make it work?
Well, can I just say something?
That's fine.
I agree with you to a certain degree. And I think, yes, you should have that support. He should be able to feel and visualize your dream,
Sure.
because that will help to solidify everything together.
Mm.
But I want to be separated anyway from that, because that's my dream and he has his dream. As long as we can support each other,
That's it.
I don't mind, but I don't want him feeling that this is my dream and it's all about me. So your energies and everything has to focus on my dream. I want him to support and have enthusiasm about my dreams, and the same for me for him. But at the end of the day, it's mine, and I've got to go out there and do as much work as possible. If he's an educated man and he knows a lot about businesses, then that's a bonus for me.
That's it.
Because then I can sit down with him
and talk about
and
it.
talk about it. But if he's, and then if a person isn't educated, but they have an understanding about business, it can work in that sense. Because there are a lot of business people who are out there and build up successful businesses who are uneducated. Take, for instance, Richard Branson
All right.
and others.
That's a good point.
You know,
Okay.
so-
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
You
Well
know, there's a
done.
lot of uneducated people who are very successful.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot about knowledge and understanding of
That's
the
it.
world, and understanding of yourself, and having good support, as you said, around you. So if you've got that good support system around you, it could be extended friends and family
Mhm.
around you to give you that inspiration to go and get those things. Once you've got certain people in the right place and they're supporting you on the right page, you're good to go. But if you've got a lot of backstabbers, you ain't got no place. You've got no hope.
Oh, that's true.
And the backstabbers are the dangers.
It's true. So do you
So,
agree with
I agree
Tracey?
with her. I agree
Okay.
with her. Yes, because it's not in all cases. It's all about a rich man or an educated person. You understand me? It's all about he can share the dreams that you have, and you can share the dreams that he have, and you both build it together. You understand me? But if it's not, then it
But then
won't
again, I
work.
still understand where you're coming from.
You understand? Yeah. You
Yes, I do,
understand me?
because there are
Because-
some people, I've been in relationships in the past where guys are a lot less educated than myself. And when you have a conversation with them and talk about your dreams and what your focus is, they're completely way off the
Okay,
planet.
there is a lady that I know, she's well educated and she got married to a man that wasn't. And the problem is this man always tried to control her.
Mhm.
Not even try, he controls everything about her
She allow it.
because of his insecurities.
Mhm.
Alright.
Why? Because he's not educated. You see what I'm trying
That's
to
what
Yeah.
I'm
say.
saying.
But then at the
yeah.
end of the day, by the time she start reporting her husband to her parents, they keep telling her, you know, the normal African parents.
Because he's rich.
Oh, not that he's rich.
Oh,
He's not rich.
Oh, he's
he's
not
just
rich,
a normal
okay.
man.
Mhm.
You know, the normal African parent thing, like, oh, please go and stay in your husband's house.
Oh, it's a
We don't want you
tradition
back
thing.
home. This, that.
Oh, poor thing.
But they're forgetting to say the fact that where she's coming from. So which is why I'm saying, when you get married to a man that's not educated as you, the insecurities will be there. See, there is something they say, if it doesn't push you forward, it will pull you back.
Well, that is true, yeah. That is true, but you know,
As
not
much
in
as
every
I'm not
cases.
saying you shouldn't get married to someone that's not educated. If you love someone that is not, and you believe you can touch them up to your taste, then go for it.
It
But
all
there are
depends
some
on-
people that they are not willing to try it all simply because they don't want you to tell them what to do. They don't, you know, there are some men like that. They don't want you to tell them what to do.
Yes.
They don't want you to control them. Even for you to even correct them on certain issues, it's a big problem. So this lady that I know, I look at her every day, I'm like, I don't know what else you want me to do. You know what I mean? This man literally controls everything about her. She is a graduate, but this man didn't go to school at all.
Men
But
like
that-
those should
that's-
stand their own.
That's his way, as you say, to keep him
Kick him
in
out.
order and for him to feel that he's got all
She
the
should
control.
kick him out.
Kicked him out.
But she can't. It's her husband.
She's got
isn't it?
babies.
Yeah.
Well, she married and had babies with him. And
She
make a-
married and
she
had
married
children.
to him.
Yeah.
it's
Well,
her
she make a
husband.
vow. She make a vow.
So
So that is why
she
she
said she's
yeah.
tried to talk to him several times that even at home, she doesn't have a say. That anytime she tries to say something, this man thinks that she wants to take over. So whatever he says, it's what is gonna happen. And in a relationship whereby you don't have a say, that is wrong.
Definitely.
Well, all you need to do is to speak to one man.
Do you see where I'm coming from about
What
Yeah.
you see, what she would need to do is to find a quiet space within herself and get counselling, get some support outside.
She's done
That-
all that.
But she needs something
Well, she
more.
need, who does she need? She need
No,
all the
no,
counseling
but
and
I
all
did-
other
I
things.
did 3
She need to
counseling
talk to
sections with
the head
her,
of the
and I refer her to another family counseling section program. And they still things is still not working out for them. This man does not want to listen to anything she has to say.
No. So basically, she still needs, no matter how many counseling sessions she's had, she's obviously not finished, because her problem is not the man, it's herself, because she's not ready. She's
Okay.
not ready to let go. She's not ready to take in the knowledge and the sessions that she's been through, or maybe the counselling support system that she's gone to is not for her. She might need to go more deep rooted into more psycho.
Yeah.
That's right. She might need to go more into a more psychological treatment, therapy. The ones that she's dealing with, it might be just counselling.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might need to go more psycho. So she's, whatever her methods are, I wouldn't give up. You know, I wouldn't give up if you're watching the show. I would advise you strongly to seek some more private work for yourself, in secret if you have to. Because
Seek
the more-
prayer. Down on
Definitely-
your knees. Go down on your knees and pray. Because I have seen situation in relationship more worse than that. And God, once you go down on your knee and pray, restore.
Hello, say, Marcia, I strongly agree with you. And I strongly disagree with you as well.
Because we keep talking about this thing we are going through,
No,
and
hold
we're not
See,
going
I
down on our
understand
knees
there is
and talk to
nothing God
who.
cannot do.
Oh,
Definitely.
But God did not ask us to be foolish.
No.
Where
Well,
we
if
need
she
to
foolish, she
wise
get
up.
out of it then. We're too married and make a
Even
vow.
the Bible
I read it in the Bible that tell you about the vows that we made.
The Bible even says that my people are perished for the lack of what?
Knowledge. When if she lack of knowledge, go
The
then.
Lack
Bible
of
didn't
knowledge.
ask us to be stupid and foolish.
Well, get out of the
No.
marriage then.
She's trying to.
Well,
But
kick him out.
No. it's
End it
not
like that.
this.
Because if she's not praying and asking the Lord to solve it,
How she just gonna kick him out like
Look
that?
how
And she
many-
have children.
It doesn't
and
matter.
everything.
Look how many women nowadays who is married. Rich men, poor men, bagger man, digger man, thief. Kick them out if they're not doing
It
right what
doesn't
they're
work
supposed to
simply
do.
like that.
Kick them out. You don't want the problem and the stress. It's true.
Emotional torture, right?
Yes. Kick them out, viewers.
Ivy, do you agree with Mercy?
You're tired of the stress. You know,
I
house every
agree.
day,
It's going to come to
fretting,
a point that
controlling. Kick them out.
you are tired of the stress, but it's not as simple as that. Obviously, yes, the aim is to get rid of him and to kick him out or to move on somehow. But before you can move on, you need to move on with yourself. Your first step is to say, look, I have to get this sorted. You know, you're an educated woman. And he isn't. So
Come
you
back
know
to education.
You know the pros. You know where to go. You know where to get the support. And if that particular support system is not working, then try something else. But don't give up, because he's weakening you. Okay? He's weakening you. You can do better. Yes, you have made a vow and you have children together, but you have to do something for yourself. And once you've achieved that.
Thank you very much, Tracey. I have a question to ask Mercy.
Wait, before you go, come back to the education, right? You said she's educated, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's not educated. So when look what education done to us, we could educate it from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet,
Okay.
or the bottom. We still don't have the knowledge. So you can't. The education don't mean anything then.
Thank you, Mercy. I have a question to ask you. I'm going to ask you the question, but I want you to answer it after the break. So I'm going
Okay.
to ask you the question before I go on break.
Okay.
Okay, let's assume that your daughter's graduated from school. She's a lawyer, and it's time for her to get married. and she came home with a guy who is uneducated, would you allow her to get married to this guy? Think about your answers, and after the break, you can answer me. Let's go for a quick break and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Merit Nigeria Limited, Emerald, Garden City. Merit Nigeria Limited, Emerald, Garden City.
Moses, dad, my wife told me that you have bought a land and complete a good-looking duplex on it. Yes, from buying the plot to the completion only takes less than 3 months. What about Omonile? Omonile like how? I didn't deal with them. I bought the land from Merit Nigeria Limited. Merit? Yes, Merit. Rachel Onega and Prince Jide Kosoko are the ambassador for Merit, and these two individuals boost my confidence and trust that make me to buy from them. And that is not all. They even help me in building our new home. I only visit the site on completion to collect our keys and exchange paperwork, which amounts to more than double savings. Usually, for people like us living abroad, you have to take time off work so many times to travel back home to do the work, or the Yahoo contractors will show you big time. Yes, I was wondering, as I always see you every week. Let me tell you, I was in Nigeria for only 4 days and everything is campy EQS. I didn't lose money by not going to work. Merit Abode is the best. What about the cost of calling them every day? They use UK number, so you will not be running up the phone bill to call them. I beg, give me their details. Telephone 020-3865-8087 or 081-734-47111. Email info@meritabode.com. Their website is www.meritabode.com. Merit Abode Nigeria Limited is the developer for Emerald Garden City Estate Series. You can even pay by installments. Our locations are Shimawa, Ibejuleki, Arepo, Agbara, Ikorodu, Mowe Ofada, and Asheshe. Merit Abode, build my confidence and trust.
My daughter-in-law, so how are you planning for my son's birthday? I have to cook up for her. Do you people have ogirisi there? No. It's okay. Okay, let me call you back. Mama Chiji, okay. Hi, so wait a market. Please pack some ogirisi. I am going to visit my son. My daughter-in-law. It's arranged, but you must use original red oil to prepare the soup. What? I'll call you back. Mama Chijo, please include Isio Morocco. My daughter-in-law. Everything is now set. But don't forget that gold wristwatch I saw the last time I visited.
Now you can talk until you tire for just 11 kobo of a second. Call all networks in Nigeria and 30 international destinations, including US, UK, China, Canada, and India for just 11 kobo per second. Dial *211# to activate.
That's it, boo-boo.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
Okay.
Hello, welcome back to Women Issue. And before we went on break, we were talking about love, education, and career. Which one should we go first? Should we combine both? Should we choose love first, or should we choose our career? And I asked Marcia a question before we went on break. And the question was, you have a daughter who is educated. She is a lawyer. She came home with a man who is not educated. That man, this is the man I love. This is the man I want to get married to. So Marcia, I want you as a mother to answer her.
Well, for me, I am not my daughter. She's her own self. And she make her own choice. And I'm not going to tell her yes or no. She must know herself to make her choice. Because if I tell her don't and tell her yes, and when everything goes wrong or whichever way it goes, I am going to get the blame. So she should know if she want that man who is uneducated, or if she don't want him, or if the both of them are in love and they discuss anything and they can make life, it's up to she. But she must make her own choice. I am not going to make a choice for my children. Okay. And then I get the blame when anything wrong. But that I'm going to say you should pick up the man. You can pick up the man as well, and he's good as well as he's bad. Yeah. So therefore, it is not my choice for her, me to make a choice for her. She should make her own choice.
All right. So, in other words, you're saying it's a life.
It's a life, of course, because people do make those type of life choices, picking up any and anyone, are educated or uneducated. Sometimes it works, sometimes it still doesn't work.
You're not
understand
gonna
me?
call her down, sit her down, give her 1 or 2 examples?
Well, if I talked to my daughter before when with her Nigerian boyfriend.
Oh,
When he introduced, when she,
I'm proudly Nigerian.
yeah, when she brought him, when he wanted to know me and introduce him to me, and I said to her, look, it is your choice, but we don't know much about the Africans. That's what I said to
Oh,
her.
we are so
So
damn good.
it's up to you. I told her, I said, it is up to you. It's either you want to talk to him or you don't want to talk to him. All I can advise you, it is up to you, but make sure you're making the right choice. But since then, they are still together. They are married.
That's
And
good.
how many years they are together? From she was about 23. That was the first time in her life she ever had a man in her life.
If your daughter ever come
Okay.
across this show, I just
Right.
want to say thank you to this Nigerian man of ours. Thank you for making us proud out there. You know what? Keep making us proud because I don't want Marcia to come back and tell me. To you Nigerians,
We're not good.
kudos to you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, but it's the truth.
Thank you. I
Yes,
love
I
that.
can't choose for my children.
Tell him when you win next to see him.
Yeah.
Tell him that Josephine said.
I will let him look at the show. Look at the
Josephine said thank you.
And
Thank
Josephine
you for
said,
making
yeah.
us proud.
Yes,
We are not
yeah.
that bad.
I'm not
you
gonna
know?
choose for
We
them.
are not bad.
Never you choose for your kids. Because if you tell them, say, talk to this one, I see people in mothers and fathers with their kids in relationship and say, oh, I like him because he is rich and he is this and he is that, or I like him because, you know, all the situations. No. Let the child choose for themselves. All you do is advise them and say, well, it's up to you. If you love him or you
What
don't
if the
love
child
him.
is choosing
Yeah.
wrongly?
Yeah,
and
well,
you
true,
see
but
the
just
footprints?
yeah, but you just talk, you just explain it to them and say, all I can say, it is your choice if you want to talk to him, and because we don't know what is inside of them. You understand what I'm saying? Because I can say to her, don't talk to him this and that, and deep in her heart, she still love that man. And then and it can and then it work.
her choice.
Yes, and then it
like
work
you
out that
said.
he was a good person, as well as it work out that he is a bad person, as well as she is a bad person. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, their choices. I only can give advice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Tracey, what do you think?
It would be difficult in a way because obviously that's my daughter, that's my money that sent you to university. I spent a lot of time and effort and blood, sweat and tears for you to achieve and accomplish those masters and whatever have you. But like Marcia does say, love is love. But me personally would sit her down and have a discussion with her, a long discussion with her on her choice and where she sees this future. But I wouldn't try and push it away too much, although I wouldn't encourage it either.
Yeah.
Because she may want to experience something. She might think she's in love and she may think, Mum, this is the man I want to get married to. But then maybe in a month or so, or maybe 6 months or a year or whatever, I don't know how long the engagement will be, I'd be hoping that they don't get married. I'm sorry. Because at the end of the day, she could be making the wrong decision. She could be, and then she could be making the right. So it's difficult, but I would definitely sit down and have a discussion with her to find out really and truly, are you 100% sure about this person? What's his ambitions? What's his goals? Does he intend to go back to school as well? But maybe he's not well educated, but maybe he has his own business. Maybe he could be more of a craftsman. You know, he has a trade or something like that. But you have to have something to convince me to have my well-educated daughter
To get married to you.
Yes.
It could be maybe you didn't have the privilege or the opportunity to go to school.
Exactly.
So
So-
you're willing to go out to further.
That's why I
We
would
were young
question-
as well.
I would hold on a minute. I would question him. I would also have a meeting with him as well because you want to marry my daughter, and I need to know exactly who you are and what you're about. And you know, okay, you're not very well educated. That's fine. Maybe he has a trade or something. He needs to have something to come and bring to take care of you're going to take care of my daughter. You're taking her away from me, thank God. So you need to look up. I
Taking
don't want
your life away from me.
Yeah.
But you still have to make, but it's still our choice.
Yeah,
Not
but
care
you
what we say to
Marcia,
them.
I don't want her coming back home. That bedroom's going to be rented out.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But it's still, right. I agree that you're gonna talk to him and speak to her. Speak to both of them. I agree. But still, whatever you say to her and whatever she add in here and she make up her mind to do, you can't stop it.
But you wouldn't.
It's her choice and
but
his
Marcia,
choice.
I wouldn't force it. You do it in a way where she goes away thinking. Do you understand? And hopefully makes the ultimate decision. You know, but
That's what I'm saying.
the man has to have something. He can't be saying that he's not working or he's looking for work or he's doing something that's just not going to manage anything. Or even if he's just doing a very basic, simple job, but he has a plan.
That's what
He
I
has
has
a
a plan
future
for
plan.
himself, yeah.
But if he just comes and he has nothing,
Well,
But
that's
just
what I'm going to get him
himself.
back to. I'm not saying that he's gonna come and do nothing and just like
But
that.
no,
what
you
I'm trying to
don't
say,
know. I'm
what I'm trying to
saying to
say,
you.
after speaking to her and find out to him, and as I said, he did come to talk up to me, and I question it. I said, well, afterward, it's her choice. You understand me? But if he's not working none at all, and not coming from any kind of background none at all, even though sometimes some of them might look in a help, but it's still her choice. Because some of these
Thank
young,
you, Marcia.
there's some
You
of
know,
these young people
I'm gonna
nowadays
say
just
something
pick up.
personal. I made that mistake once,
wow.
so I'm not gonna let my daughter do it. That's just it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I will tell her no. She can go ahead and do it. She can go ahead and do it. But I will tell her no. And I would let her know. I will give her reasons for
As
me
to
telling her
why.
no. Did you see what happened to me and where I end up being? I do not want you there. It all looks like love in the beginning, but it wasn't love. Do you get me? So I'm gonna tell her, as your mother, I'm telling you, no. Love is love, but nobody even knows the definition of love, because love is not something that we can define. Love has different definition, different meanings. Do you get what I'm gonna come to you?
Something, yeah.
So I'm gonna tell my daughter, no.
And
I don't want you end up, see, I'm happy that I got a second chance to pick myself back up. Not everyone has a second chance.
Yes, that's true.
We are not lucky at second chance, but the ones we know we have a second chance. That is why I'm using my own second chance wisely. And I'm not gonna let my daughter go through the same thing, which is why I'm gonna tell her, come on, baby girl, I am your mother, take it very good like me. Do you wanna start? Do you wanna end your life, or do you wanna end it good? If you wanna end your life good, then I'm telling you no. It's not a place for you to go.
It's something she
I
needs
didn't
to
send
think.
you to school to make a bad choice.
There you go. That's
I
what
didn't
I'm
spend
saying.
money on you
Some of
to
them-
make the wrong decision.
Yes,
what I'm
yes,
saying.
yeah.
I
that is
know
it.
you love, but believe me, you're gonna love someone else. If he's not right, if she's not right for you,
I'm gonna
she
give you a
is.
story.
I said something. If they don't push you forward, they'll pull you back. I don't want you coming up to me and tell me, mommy, I can't continue. I think I want to divorce him. I don't want that.
Let me tell you, I'm going to show you an example of something. I knew this girl, yeah? She was my next door neighbor. And she met this guy, have this big house up in this UNN area in Jamaica. Big business guy, have money and everything. And they start going out, everything. They get married and they live together. And you know what I live to see? That same rich guy who have everything, get married to her and everything. Him broke her foot, kick her down the stairs, kick her out to the tree, picnic them. But yet him did rich and him in this and him that, and the mother was glad for him, she to be with him.
So he abused her.
Ah.
Wow.
So, it was her choice.
Because at times, say the
It was her choice.
uneducated man,
And he was
it will be very
educated.
difficult for them to undo the sources of their wife. It's gonna be a problem because it's too much for them to contain.
As far as I'm concerned.
It's too much. Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
coming
I know.
from?
Yeah.
I do.
As
It's
far
too
as
much
I'm-
for them
too
to
much.
contain. They can't undo it.
Well, that is the reason why these young people nowadays, instead of getting into relationship with men, they take in their education and make sure they do all what they want to achieve in life before they find a relationship. And when they do find a relationship, they see if they, get in it and see if it worked out, see where that man is coming from, whether he can help towards where they are, push, you understand me, build up on top of what they,
See, we
but
are
otherwise from
in
that,
the days
what?
whereby if you don't want to go to school, you can learn a trade.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
There
saying.
are something they call trade careers. You can learn a trade, and you even be better off than the person that even go through that pass through
Exactly.
school.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely,
So if you
definitely.
don't go to school, believe me, you need to learn a trade before you come home and tell me you want to take my daughter.
Exactly.
away.
That's
Definitely.
He's got to
And you
have
know
some-
something,
he's got
and,
to have
and I can tell
something.
you, and sometimes, with some of these men or guys, whichever I can say, sometimes some of them need a little push start, help. And sometimes they don't love by parents or by, you understand me? And then they try to get into relationship with even somebody where they can get into a family who would maybe love them and embrace them and then to support them from them. Because I've seen things like that happen. You understand me?
That is true. That can happen.
But and because of right now some of the guys are out on the street here right now. It's sometimes they just need a little push, a little help, a little help. Talk to them, because most of the time when I pass through in Croydon area and all, but I see some of the guys and I talk to them and kind of see where they're coming from, and sometimes when I see them on the street, under the drugs and everything, I can see this guy one who he always came to the sheltered place, homeless place, and we were talking to him. I think his mother was a take drugs and everything, and then now the father, him don't know the father, until she's out of him life. So both his parents is out of him life. So him out there, get into all different kind of things. So we always go out there and give him little stuff and thing like that, and talk to him.
So that's
and talk
just
to
giving him some support.
Yeah, and giving him support and things. So if he had the parents maybe was around him and thing like that, maybe he wouldn't be out there the way he is. You understand me? So as I'm saying, sometimes these poor guys they see out there, it's not that they really want to.
They want to do something for themselves.
Yeah, but
they
because
don't have the opportunity to
do it up good.
Yeah.
You understand me? So we have to look at it that way too, and sometimes when some of them do get the opportunity, they grasp it and glad for the help, Yeah, so it's kind of.
Well, it all depends, Marcia.
It
depends. I mean, we're not.
Yes.
I'm not saying that if he's lesser than my daughter, he's not good enough for my daughter. Well, I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, it is about being realistic, and it's about sitting down and talking to your daughter
definitely.
about her choice.
Definitely.
And then obviously talking to the gentleman, the guy who proposed to my daughter. I need to know more about him, his family, and everything.
Yes.
We're going to become one family, one unit, and you must have something. Okay, fair enough. She's going to say he's not educated, but he must have something.
Definitely.
If I turn around and say, well, some cupboards and shelves and things put up and that,
he
should be able to knock and bang and stuff, or whatever. Or he's a plumber. We always need plumbers and carpenters and all these things, and electricians.
And I'm sure,
we always need them.
And I'm sure when they meet, they must have their little discussions, isn't it? I am sure if she's educated as a lawyer or doctor or whatever, and she meet that uneducated person, I'm sure she's wise enough and then educated enough to question him and have a talk with him and then come back to her mom.
And he might be educated,
you understand what I'm
but
saying?
he may not be educated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Through
the
academic way.
Yes,
He could be a bright person who just hasn't got the paperwork.
Yes, all right. Definitely.
Thank you very much. And
now you come back to up my street. Yes.
Thank you very much. And before I round up today, I quickly want to talk about there is this lady that came into my inbox and said, Josephine, I'm really, really sad and upset right now. I said, okay, what happened? That was the only message she sent to me, so I had to reply her that what happened. Do you want to
so you had to prompt her.
Okay.
Do you want to talk more, so I can know what happened? And she said to me, when I was single, I used to be a caterer. I cook a lot for most especially single men because they pay me more money. Most of the women I cook for, it's either they're having a party, like a birthday party, wedding ceremony and all the stuff like that, naming ceremony. But the everyday cooking that I do cook, mainly are for men who goes to works, who are singles, or most of the men that got married to white people that doesn't know how to prepare African delicacy and so she cooks a lot and she earns a lot of money.
Wow.
So she said she met her partner, they got engaged and everything, they start living together. And one day a friend of ours called, do you still cook? And she said, yes, I still cook. What do you want to cook? I want this, I want this, I want this. So she said she had to call her partner to let the partner know, I will be doing some cooking this weekend, but they're for some guys. And she said her partner said, no, you can't do that cooking, not in my house.
What? What?
She said the partner said, no, I can't let my wife to be cooking for men. And I said, what did you say to him? She said she begged that, see, when you met me, I told you this is what I do for a living. I cook a lot. This is where I earn money from. And besides, the man pays me a lot of money. Do you get what I mean? So, what do you want me to do? Do you get that?
So when she met him, she told him specifically it's for men. Majority
Not a lot of people.
And what did he respond to her?
But did she
He
ever
was
break
fine.
down that
He was fine with it.
he was fine?
Yes.
But she never broke down that the majority are
She
male.
did. She said
she did.
She said she did.
She did.
Well, before you go in for it, he was only waiting until he gets into the marriage and relationship for him to start his problem in there. So he deserved to be kicked out as well. No, listen to it. I explained to you before we get married and get into the relationship. Just like I said to my husband, well, I'm a person that I go to my church. And he will say, okay, it was fine to that. And when I started to go to, he started to come with me. But this man now, he deliberately.
Don't you think it's a bit of insecurities issues here?
Both insecurity and he kick out. Because
he's insecure.
Do you
And
think
and
that's
he don't
enough?
want her to
I
have
don't think that's enough to kick him out, to be honest. But
No.
I think it's just trust issues. Or
Well, kick him out if you're not
I
trusting me.
don't even think it's a trust issue.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely an insecurity
Yeah.
issue and a controlling person. He
He's
comes
hard to make
under
problem.
the slight narcissistic type of person. So he's a narcissist. I'm sorry, he is.
But-
Because at the end of the day, I don't think it just boils down to the fact that he has trust. It's not about the trust. This is all about him. She's laid everything out. She put all her cards on the table, presumably, and particularly she spoke about her business, how she earns money, how she makes a living to survive. You're now entering into a sacred combination, right? You're going to be married. You're going to exchange vows. So I would be happy if I was a man that this woman is career driven. She's an entrepreneur. She's an entrepreneur. She has a very good idea, a good business idea. And if you know the catering industry is very competitive.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a very big competitive market out there. And if my wife, majority of her clients are male, and if I'm a man, and I'm with my wife, I'm going to push her and try to manipulate that
So
market.
true, exactly.
So that it can open up more. I'm going to get some of my guy friends and their friends and say, listen, my wife, she's an excellent cook, you know. You know, do you want it? But not making it obvious that she's only, her majority of her clients are male. I'm not going to make it obvious. But if that's where your profit is coming back, then of course I'm going to encourage that. Because what she's feeding from, I'm going to eat from that too.
Exactly.
You understand?
So that's why
We're
you
all
must
going to
kick
sit at the table and enjoy
You want to
the
mash up my
profits.
business? Will you come and see me with?
We're going to enjoy
You want
the
to come out?
profits.
No, he comes and he's here with her business. Right? You remember, he wasn't there to help her build it. She built her own business. And you coming into my...
So what's
And
happened?
then you want to...
Has she continued, or what is she in a
didn't
dilemma?
continue. She didn't continue.
She quit.
Yeah.
She quit her business.
Yeah.
That's why I said kick him out.
Oh my God.
I think they just need to sit down,
Oh
talk
my
it
God.
over.
She
and talk
already
about
talked
the
to him.
insecurity
And
issues.
he did
See,
agree.
when we're talking about kicking a man out, see, don't let's get it wrong. We have good men.
Well, to me,
We
more
have
good.
good men as well. It's just that some of them, the high level of the insecurity they have, we can't just because of that and kick them out. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, kick him out.
If we because of that, we're gonna kick all the men in our
But
Everybody
it goes right back
We're
to
gonna
the other
kick
lady we were
everyone
talking
out.
about with her husband and the kids, innit? But remember what I'm saying. Remember, she did discuss it with him before the relationship.
I get it.
I think she
and I
did.
believe she can still
And
do
he
it
did
back.
agree.
It's just
You
gonna-
think so?
I believe so.
I mean, I'm not saying the ultimate is to kick him out. I think
Exactly.
I
I
don't think
agree
it's
to that.
I wouldn't say the ultimate is to kick him out. I think at the end of the day, she should not have just give in so easily to give up her career. There needs to be a mutual ground.
What type of work did he do? What was his background? What type of work did he? You see, well, that is it. Come right back to what we were just saying about our daughter and that man. You see, come just right back. That is, if your daughter is a solicitor,
she's an ambitious
and whatever.
person.
So she is ambitious. He's not.
So I believe they just have to sit down, talk about it again. Do you get what I mean? And maybe the man could see sense this time.
And if he can't, then the relationship is not going to work, because it's all about control. These are men we're talking about today so far are very controlling. These men, to me, what we're talking about today are bordering, or if not bordering, the line of domestic abuse.
So,
and there's many ways of domestic abuse. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical. And it seems like there's a lot of mental abuse going on in all these relationships that we spoke about.
Thank you very much. And before I round up today, I would just like you to sum it up in your own words. You know, love, career, and education. Which one do you think they should go first to my viewers out there?
Well, viewers, for me, we all know that education is important.
Yeah.
And if you have a relationship, you have to love one another.
Yeah.
But as we mentioned before, what we have said about the love and the education, you have your career, you want to put yourself somewhere so that later on you have something to stand on with. You can go for your education. But if you're in a marriage or whatever relationship and you love each other, then you put both together. But if not, you see where that the love is not working with your education, then quit something and stick to your education if the love is not worth being in. Okay?
Thank you very much. And I'm going to come to you, Tracey.
Well, thank you. You know, it's been a lovely show. I had a great time. And I was to say, you do look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you very much.
You do look beautiful. We all look gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, we do.
But yeah, just to sum it up for me personally, definitely take your time. There's always love. Sometimes we do miss it, we do miss the boat, but sometimes the same boat can come around. And I have a belief that if it was meant to be, it will be. It will come back round somewhere, maybe 5, 10, 20 years later.
So true.
Don't worry about the boat if you miss it this time. But the education is a thing where it's difficult to catch up. You know, especially once you enter into a marriage, that's a commitment. And you have children, that's another commitment. So you're there with your husband and your children. So basically for me, it will be education first. Concentrate on your education. If love comes after or during the education, then it's about understanding each other, explaining to this person who you're with that, look, I'm in college, I'm in uni, or my aim is to get to uni, or I'm in uni, I'm furthering my career, I want to study further. This is what I need to do, and I really do love you, I really do like the relationship we have, but you really have to help me and understand that I'm going to need some time out. There's plenty of ways of you working together. You can see each other at weekends, holiday breaks, you know, when it's half terms and things like that, if there's no particular assignments. But it's about respect and understanding.
And trust.
Trust and love, all those things together, yeah? And then once I've completed my education, then obviously I have a beautiful future.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for today. And before I round this up, I just want to say quickly to my viewers and everyone out there, thank you for joining me today. And I want to say education, career, love, and marriage are the #1 beautiful steps to life. And if you have any teenager out there, I'm going to say to them, please allow them pursue education and career before love. See, love, if anyone loves you, they can wait for a few years. But you see, career cannot wait. And if you break up your career because of a marriage, what about if you start facing economical problems in your marriage? How are you going to survive? So I'm going to beg every woman, every man out there, if you can combine love and career together, placed you. It is a beautiful thing. There is nothing like love alone, and there is nothing like career alone. We all need love, believe me. It's good to be loved. When you know someone loves you, the feeling is different. The feeling that someone loves you is different. It's something you cannot explain. It's absolutely a beautiful thing to be loved. But join with career, it's super beautiful thing. You cannot miss it with love and career. So please choose wisely when you're choosing. Thank you. I love you all for joining me today. As to remain your humble, lovely, beautiful, Josephine Ebenezer. I'll see you same time next week, and bye for now.
And thank you, Josephine.
Meritable Nigeria Limited, Emerald Garden City. Meritable Nigeria Limited, Emerald Garden City.
Moses, Dad, my wife told me that you have bought a land and complete a good-looking duplex on it. Yes, from buying the plot to the completion only takes less than 3 months. What about Omonile? Omonile like how? I didn't deal with them. I bought the land from Meritable Nigeria Limited. Meritable? Yes, Meritable. Rachel Onega and Prince Jide Kosoko are the ambassador for Meritable, and these two individuals boost my confidence and trust that make me to buy from them. And that is not all. They even help me in building our new home. I only visit the site on completion to collect our keys and exchange paperwork, which amounts to more than double savings. Usually, for people like us living abroad, you have to take time off work so many times to travel back home to do the work, or the Yahoo contractors will show you big time. Yes, I was wondering, as I always see you every week. Let me tell you, I was in Nigeria for only 4 days and everything is campy. EQS. I didn't lose money by not going to work. Meritable is the best. What about the cost of calling them every day? They use UK number, so you will not be running up the phone bill to call them. I beg, give me their details. Telephone 020-3865-8087 or 081-734-47111. Email info@meritable.com. Their website is www.meritable.com. Meritable Nigeria Limited is the developer for Emerald Garden City Estate Series. You can even pay by installments. Our locations are Shimawa, Ibejuleki, Arepo, Agbara, Ikorodu, Mowe Ofada, and Asheshi. Meritable, build my confidence and trust.
My daughter-in-law, so how are you planning for my son's birthday? I have to cook up for her. Do you people have ogirisi there? No? It's okay. Okay, let me call you back. Mama Chiji, okay. Hi, sir, wait a market. Please pack some ogirisi. I am going to visit my son. My daughter-in-law, it's arranged. But you must use original red oil to prepare the soup. What? I'll call you back. Mama Chijo, please include Isio Morocco. My daughter-in-law, everything is now set. But don't forget that gold wristwatch I saw the last time I visited.
Now you can talk until you tire for just 11 kobo a second. Call all networks in Nigeria and 30 international destinations, including US, UK, China, Canada, and India for just 11 kobo per second. Dial *211# to activate.
That's it, boo-boo.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
Bó ti yá gbogbo aláyẹyẹ pẹ̀lú ní pàtì àti ilé ìjọsìn ẹ fẹ́ ṣe polówó Heritage TV Heritage TV wọ́n bẹ nílùú London Heritage TV wọ́n fọwọ́ wọn sọ̀yà Heritage.
Ẹ̀yin aráàlú London, ǹjẹ́ ẹ ti gbọ́ pé iléeṣẹ́ Heritage TV tún ti gbé àrà tuntun yọ o? Gbogbo àríyá yín pátápátá la ó máa bá yín polongo rẹ̀ jákèjádò gbogbo ayé, ká máa ṣayẹyẹ ní London, ká sì máa wò l'Amẹ́ríkà, ní Nàìjíríà àti káàkiri àgbáyé lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ àti lójú kan náà, bó jẹ́ lórí fídíò tàbí lórí photograph tó mọ́lẹ̀ yékéyéké. Heritage TV ní bàbá o. Gbogbo àwọn ayẹyẹ yín bí ọjọ́ ìbí, ìsìnkú àgbà, ìgbéyàwó, àjọ̀dún ilé ìjọsìn yín, Heritage Television ní kẹ́ ẹ máa bọ̀ tààràtà. Ìlú London la wà, United Kingdom la tẹ̀dó sí. Ẹ kàn sí wa lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 020-800-46100 tàbí lórí ẹ̀rọ alátagbà wa ayẹyẹ@heritagetv.co.uk àti lórí ẹ̀rọ alágbèéká 0734-123-4560. Heritage TV, àbálẹ̀tù ọmọdé làwó.